Hello my fellow donuts and welcome back to Professor Layton vs Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Let's continue. At least loadings here are not as long as in Persona 5. Wait, it was Witcher. I'm sorry. We managed to cross the guard post and make our way through the garrison before meeting the storyteller, not storyline. Mr. Wright and Maya should be meeting with Espella at this very moment. Yeah, and she was about to tell us... Wait, she did say something important. I wonder if they were able to find out any more information about Bezella. Yeah, me too. Anyway. What are we supposed to do? Come here? We need to ask about the alchemist incident and the Inquisitor's Hall, as it may have a connection with Bezella. Inquisitor's Hall. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was changing settings. I think the quality should be better now, especially for the low, the small screen, because, well, just because. Okay. Go. Woof woof. Wait a minute, that aggressive bark, please tell me that isn't... Yeah, I guess it is. Aha! It's Constantine! Tyne? He looks happy to see us. You don't say. Wish I could say the feeling wasn't mutual. Once bitten, twice shy. That pretty much sums me up right now. Really? I don't know. I think he's looking much friendlier today, if you ask me. See? Come on, Nick. Pet him just once. No, I don't think it's a good idea. Oh my god, poor Phoenix. This mutt really hates me. I hope you're okay there. Well, if it isn't Sir Blue Knight. Exactly what are you doing over there on all fours? Oh, Inquisitor Barnum. Glad to see you again. Actually, there's something we'd like to ask you about. Come on, Nick, stand up already. I'd like to meet that mutt's owner face to face, but... How foolish. Didn't you just do that? Oh wow. Constantine happens to be mine, and a true knight's companion he is. He needn't waste time sinking his teeth into the likes of you. I had a hunch, so Constantine really is your dog, huh? Gotta admire the nerve of this guy. He just sits back and lets his dog bite people, I mean, me. He probably doesn't consider you a person, so... Never mind that. What is it that you want to talk about? Just make it quick, Sir Blue Knight. So, you Inquisitors are the ones who investigate incidents of magic in this town, aren't you? Yes, of course. If you don't mind, we'd like to ask you about that unsolved incident with magic. There's one thing you must never forget. The Knights of the Inquisition excel at their work. Ah, right. All incidents of magic perpetrated by the witches are dealt with by the Inquisitors, without exception. Spoken with that usual calm and collected air of confidence. That's interesting. You see, we heard different. Apparently there's one particular incident that still remains unsolved. Something about an alchemist being murdered. Ring any bells? What? Who did you get that information from? You'd be surprised. Well, High Inquisitor Darkglow. Well, why the blazes didn't you say so? You could have saved us some time. Huh? How's it my fault? The High Inquisitor has put me on the spot by leaking such information to the likes of you. Well, I suppose that leaves nothing for it. I shall tell you the whole story, since I do not believe in doing things by halves. Please go ahead, we are all ears. It was 3 months ago that an alchemist living near the town square was murdered. Sorry, Inquisitor Barnum, but I'm kinda lost already. Is there a difference between alchemy and magic? Well, she has a point. I thought that alchemy is kind of magic? When it comes to something that difficult, it will do no good asking me. Huh? It seems that while the townspeople respected him, they also treated him with caution. They respected him? Maybe he helped people? He used his skills to make medical concoctions and acted much like a physician. The efficacy of his cures was almost like magic. He was famous within his neighborhood. In fact, he was sometimes referred to as Dr. Belduke by the townspeople. Belduke. At any rate, it's safe to say that Sir Belduke was no witch. How can you say for sure? That's simple. Sir Belduke was a man. So a man can't be a witch? Sure. Well, can't really argue with that. Sir Belduke came to a mysterious end 3 months ago. Mysterious end? There were 2 things about his death that cannot be explained rationally. Firstly, the murder scene. His body was discovered in his residence, in the study. His room was locked. There was no conceivable way the crime could have been committed except by witchcraft. Well, in the history of Ace Attorney games, there were quite a few cases when, at least I remember a couple, where it looked like there was no way for a culprit to get inside the room and do what they did. But eventually we did unlock the mystery, so I'm sure we'll do this time too. If, of course, we will investigate this case deeper, because right now we're supposed to save a girl. Isn't that what people call a locked room mystery? A what? Oh, it's nothing really. So what was the other mysterious thing? Secondly, until then, all incidents involving witches has been foretold in the story. Foretold in the story. In other words, predicted by the storyteller. Huh. However, the murder of Sir Belduke did not appear in the story. Such a thing had never occurred before. So not only was this the only unsolved incident in Labyrinthia's history, but it was also the only incident not to be predicted by the storyteller. This definitely sounds worth investigating. But do we really need to have time for this? I mean, there's something we really need to do. You certainly are an interesting one, Sir Blue Knight. Oh, you're interested in me? You really think you can solve this incident alone when the Knights of the Inquisition have been working on it for 3 months? Yeah, well, you are all looking for a witch, when I probably can solve this by finding just a murderer. I must say that is some confidence. We won't know unless we try. You may risk becoming the target of some terrifying witch's vengeance. I'm hoping that was a joke. Don't you worry, Phoenix. Well, I suppose you may as well take a look. Who knows, you may even find something. Sir Belduke's residence is just beyond the town square. Ask anyone around there, they'll soon point you in the right direction. Thank you, Inquisitor Barnum. That was pretty nice. Wow. I believe our courtroom battles are far from over until we meet again in court. I'll see you then, Inquisitor. Doogie! Hehe. Maya, can you please get this mud away from me? I can't feel my leg. Oh, so soon? I was hoping he'd use you as a blue chew toy just one more time. Cute? Not really. Yeah, let's not waste time and go to that residence. Is that where we want to go? Oh, here? Well, there's an exclamation mark. I guess that's the right way to go. Well, we've reached the square, but I wonder where the alchemist's residence is. Hey, Nick, look over there. There's a street leading away from the square. Hey, you're right. Let's go take a look. Yeah. Oh no, a hidden puzzle? Hey, I thought you two were working at the bakery. Are you goofing off? Well, not exactly. We have a day off. Actually, we thought we'd give up baking and try our hands at something else. Is that so? Sounds like a good idea. Your bread did taste a little unusual anyway. What do you mean? What? You mean our bread wasn't delicious? That's strange. I mean, we used so much butter and kneaded that dough so hard. Just my opinion. Mind? I prefer my bread a little more fluffy and light. Oh, really? So, just how fluffy and light are we talking here? Well, maybe about as fluffy and light as in this puzzle. Oh no. Oh no, not these. I hate this. Navigate Maya through the clouds and help her find feet. Did I do that before, or did I give up on it? I'm sorry. Jumping into holes will drop Maya down the level. Likewise, jumping on the fluffy clouds will send her flying. Okay. We can try, but that's really not something I want to do. This puzzle is boring. Well, for now it looks like the only option. There really was no much options. Well, here it's also blocked. I can't go anywhere else. How about going down? No. Hey, Phoenix! How do I go there? Whee! I need to fall down there somehow? Oh no, is that the beginning? I swear I tried everything. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Well, apparently I need to do something. Look, they all the same color besides only one. A purple one. No! And it's also smiling while others are unhappy. I guess that was kind of a clue where I was supposed to go. Let's check. Yay! It is. Oh my god. Not much options. Do I drop myself down? Oh god, I hope I did the right choice. No? Did you find it? Oh yes! Phoenix, I've missed you.
Let's give this answer a try.
Yay!
All in a day's work for Maya Fey, Ace
Well, we
Assistant.
already know it. So, oh, they're so happy together. Wow, impressive work. I really didn't expect you to solve that. Actually, I thought the same thing too. Well, I knew I could do it. So, what were you out-of-work bakers doing hanging around here anyway? We're investigating an incident involving the alchemist. Do you know anything about it? Surely the Knights of the Inquisition are the ones you should ask. They could tell you a lot more than I can. You might be right about that. And we already had the talk with him, so... Even so, it's a right shame someone like him could get murdered. I often went to him myself to get medicine. He was always friendly and understanding. Seemed like Sir Balduke was a good man, at least from what we've heard so far. I just hope they manage to solve this case soon. Yeah, me too. Give me a moment. I see something I can probably fix. Nola, don't touch bag. Okay, yeah, this looks more correct. Okay, hint queens 3. We should check that place out. So this is Sir Belduke's residence. Looks nice. Nola! It definitely looks like an alchemist's house. I've never seen plants like this before. So what do we do now? Just because the owner is deceased, we can't actually go bargain? But have you noticed just how well kept this yard is? It looks like someone is still living here. Someone has definitely been doing the upkeep around here, that's for sure. Huh, you're right. Hey, who's that over there? It's a girl? I'd like to save the game just because. I'm not sure if it's a girl, maybe it's a boy. My sincere apologies. I'm afraid medicaments are no longer being provided here. Huh? Did you not come here for medicaments of some kind? No, we didn't come here for that. We are here to investigate the incident, the one involving Sir Belduke. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but you do not look like members of the Knights of the Inquisition. I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And you? I'm guessing you live here. Indeed, my name is Jean Grey Earl. Grey Earl? Okay. I was butler to the late Master Belduke. Wow, a butler! This must be my first time meeting a real one. Well, Mr. Grey Earl, if you do not mind, I've been told that the incident involving your master was shrouded in mystery. Has it got something to do with Great Witch Bezella? We're trying to investigate that at the moment. The Great Witch Bezella? Am I right in supposing that you are defending Ispella Cantabella? Well, actually, yes, we are. So you know Ispella, do you? That goes without saying. Everyone around here knows her. Do you think you can help us? We're here looking for leads. While he was alive, the Master taught me the value of investigating the truth that governs the natural world. If you too are investigating the truth, then it would be against his teachings for me not to cooperate with you. Would you both like to come in? We can discuss the matter further inside. That would be great. Thank you, Mr. Grey Earl. Wow, spoken like a true butler. He's a pretty cool guy, isn't he, Nick? I guess. I don't really know yet. Maybe he's a killer. I wouldn't be surprised. Crazy characters end up... I mean... Never mind. Sometimes you just... It's someone you don't really think it's a killer, right? It's usually that one person. This is the room that Master Belduke kindly provided as my accommodation. So, is this the room where the incident took place? That would be the Master's study. It is the room right next door. However, the state of the room has been carefully preserved since the incident 3 months ago. As such, entry into the room is not currently permitted. Really? Bummer. Is that my order? By order of the Knights of the Inquisition, by any chance? Wales, yes. And I have lived with Master since my early age. They also decided it would be only fitting for me to stay on and keep the place in order. Nola, I know. So, you've been looking after the place ever since Mr. Belduke passed away? Yes, that's correct. Now then, is there anything further you wish to discuss? Why let us into this place if we can't even check out the place where the murder exactly took place? As I mentioned a moment ago, I know very little about this matter. As a matter of fact, it might be better to ask the Inquisitors. I can tell you about one thing though, namely what occurred before the incident. Before the incident? Yes, it was 3 months ago, around the time that Master Belduke was murdered. And what the hell
we were on
is
our way
that?
back from collecting specimens for research, and it was already into the small hours of the morning.
Oh, that's how you sound.
There was a thunderstorm on the way, and as the storm drew nearer, we quickly made our way home. Anyone would have been surprised at what we saw. But Master Belduke, well, how can I put this? He reacted in a most peculiar way. Unlike others who saw it, he seemed unsettled, as if he was truly afraid of something.
Maybe he was? Wonder what
After
it
that
was.
bell tower appeared, he changed completely. Master Belduke became a different man.
What do you mean? Well, wait a second. Did you just say a bell tower appeared? Hey, that explains it. That must be what High Inquisitor Darkglow meant when she mentioned an incident involving the bell tower. Huh. You know what? Just out of nowhere, a bell tower appeared? That reminds me of another game that I tried not so long ago. Persona Q. Remember? I think it was a clock tower that appeared there. But still. To this day, I do not know what the Master was afraid of. Do you think it was connected in some way to his death? I think it must have been magic. I mean, for a bell tower to just appear like that? You know there is no magic, do you? Mr. Grey Earl, do you mind if... I skipped it. I know that the Inquisitors have already carried out a full investigation, but there just might be a clue or two with some kind of connection to the Great Witch. Well, I suppose. Providing I am allowed to accompany you, of course. There's sensitive equipment everywhere, and it is my responsibility to take care of it. I understand. We'll be careful. Please do. I wonder how the professor and Luke are doing with their visit to the storyteller. Yeah, I've been wondering about that too. A chance to meet Labyrinthia's creator. Let's just hope they don't upset the guy and have some terrible plot twist written about them. Huh. That'd only happen if it was you that visited the storyteller, Nick. I've got a feeling they'll come back with some pretty useful leads. We have to do our best, too. Let's keep up our side of this investigation. You got it, Maya. We are all in this together. Come on, let's see what we can find. That's the spirit. Are we gonna... Okay. Bell Tower. There's only 2 more mysteries that are not even appeared on this list. Oh my god, and I already played for how many hours? 17? Ah, crazy. The Great Witch Bezella will be tried in court? That will be Labyrinthia's final chapter, a fitting end for a town ruled by the witches and their magic. Am I to believe that this final chapter has already begun? That is correct. And there is no way you can possibly change its final outcome. I wonder about that. You see, I gave my word to a young lady. I promised that without fail, I would be able to rescue her. If I'm not mistaken, the Great Witch trial will begin in 2 weeks' time, the same day on which you will hold your next parade. I believe that should give us sufficient time to show you what we can do. Such a smug countenance? I find it intolerable. Oh, fuck you. I beg your pardon. 2 weeks from now, you say? I'm afraid that information is out of date, Herschel Layton. Out of date? What do you mean? My parade will be held the day after tomorrow, according to amended story. What? The day after tomorrow? That's not fair. Now that's the kind of countenance I want from the characters in my story. What? That's what I do, didn't you know? I decide the fate of the characters who have no knowledge of their future. It would appear that you are not yet fully aware of the gravity of the situation. Let me see now. Just for fun, I'll write you a little story. A story full of surprises and a few tears. I shall enjoy seeing the emotions of the characters as they play their parts. So people living in the town are apparently just characters for him. A story for us? Stories are a fixture of this town. You would be wise to embrace them. Let's see. I think we need a stimulation incident. We shall have a witch, some witchcraft, and perhaps a little death. Death? You can't. Oh, but I can. Let me see. This is the golden opportunity to use the alchemist's residence. How about this? Your comrade meets with death by golden curse in the alchemist's residence. This could be a truly interesting story. No way. Feel free to act as you wish when playing your role in the story. How can you? Oh my god. No. We're gonna die. The beginning of the new tragedy or farce. The victim of a golden curse lies in the dwelling of a user of false alchemy. A man from afar falls to a golden curse, and a woman from afar cries out in grief. The woman is captured. Her dark trial begins. The fiery pit will cleanse all her sins. A man from afar falls to a golden curse, and a woman falls from afar, cries out in grief. This must be referring to Maya and Mr. Wright. If we don't do something, Mr. Wright and Miss Faye will be in danger. There's no time to lose, Luke. Let's go and find them. Right you are, Professor. The story has already been written. And no matter what you do, you will not change the result. I do not agree. What we do next can change the future in any number of ways. I'm sure that's what you want to believe. In fact, a naive outburst like that could be a poignant plot point. Please. Puan? I don't know how you pronounce that word now. Never mind. Please be my guest. Your words may help to raise the tension and bring a little excitement to my story. You monster! Look, now's not the time. We need to help Mr. Wright and Maya. Okay, let's go, Professor. Better hurry. What an asshole, this storyteller, huh? Professor, do you hear a flapping sound coming this way? Sound of a large bird, perhaps. An owl. It came from Hogwarts. Ah, that's an owl. That we saw in the audience room. It's holding a letter in its mouth, not to mention watching us intently. Perhaps he wants to tell us something. I'll try talking to him to see what he wants. He's fucking holding a letter. Isn't it obvious what he wants from you? What can we do for you? I got it, Professor. Hoot. That's the owl. Says the letter was delivered to the storyteller 3 months ago. To the storyteller. If that's so, then we can't very well keep it. After all, it's wrong to read letters addressed to someone else. Are you kidding me? This man just wrote down death of your friends and you care about stuff like that? That's what the owl said. But he also said there is absolutely nothing written on the sheets of parchment inside the envelope. Look, Professor. See, they are totally blank. Invisible ink. I bet a letter with nothing written on it. That is indeed most curious. And another thing, Professor. The owl says this letter was sent by the alchemist. What's that, my boy? Written by the alchemist? Do you remember what the storyteller wrote in the story he penned a moment ago? The victim of a golden curse lies in the dwelling of a user of false alchemy, which probably means the place at which this incident will occur. Is the home of one who sent this letter. In other words, in the alchemist's house, right, Professor? It appears the address of the sender, Sir Belduke, is written on the envelope, which means we had better make our way there immediately. Thanks, Mr. Hoot. He's cute. Why is he helping us? It was a witch, wasn't it? But he's helping us, so I don't know. The address on the envelope is somewhere near the town square. That's a little far from here, Professor. We might not make it in time. I think we'd better run. Look, my boy, we have the need to rent a steed. I think you're right, Professor. That would be far quicker than running. It would be longer to just find the car. Okay, never mind. Car. I meant horse, of course. Quickly, Luke. There is no time to lose. say, Nick, have you noticed how the color of that wall is different from all other walls in the room? Which one? I think I've investigated enough crime scenes by now to notice something as obvious as that, Maya. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but actually there was a small fire here a while ago. It was my fault. The wall ended up a little bit singed in the process. Now that you mention it, there's some signs of fire on the floor there too. Yes, that's correct. Anyway, I decided to paint the wall myself. Looks like Mr. Grey Earl is way handier with his herbs than with a paintbrush. I let a candle set fire to some dry straw. In all my time as a butler, I've never made such a major blunder. Nah, it's not that bad. You're being a little hard on yourself. The whole building could have been set on fire, so... That's right, it's not so bad. You think that's bad? You should see Nick try and do the laundry. Now that's a major blunder. Wait a second, she saw him doing laundry? How close are you guys exactly? I mean... Okay, that was one time. Anyways. You did laundry only once? What? Let's go check out Mr. Belduke's study. While we are here, could you show us? Of course. If it will bring you any closer to finding the truth, be my guest. However, as the Knights of the Inquisition have ordered that the crime scene be left undisturbed, I must ask that you refrain from touching anything while you are in the study. Sure, we'll be careful. Not. Hey, look, Nick, there's on the floor. It's one of those whatchamacalits? What? You know, a crop circle, right? That's an alchemist circle, Maya. We are not in the wheat field. I'm sorry to repeat myself, but please be sure not to touch anything. You heard him, Maya. That means keep your hands to yourself. No problem. I'll just do the touching with my eyes. With your eyes. Yeah, it's like how you can undress people with eyes. You can also touch things with your eyes. I guess. Never did that myself, really. How do I pick up coins if I can't touch anything? I wonder. What's the matter, Mr. Grey Earl? Oh, it's actually it's that pendant. I must say I find it fascinating. Oh, Magatama? Oh, you mean this old thing? It's called a Magatama. Yep, you could say it's kind of like my source of power, I guess. I understand. Stones are often charged with energy after all. The pendant you are wearing is pretty neat too. It's such a mysterious color. Oh, this? It's an amethyst. Master Belduke asked me to wear it. An amethyst? It brings about good vibrations in an alchemy sense. Mr. Grey Earl? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just remembering Master Belduke. He gave me the stone and accepted me as his assistant alchemist. But now, Master, such is the order of the natural world. Seems like Grey Earl really misses him. He must have really respected Sir Belduke. Huh? It looks like a load of white powder has been scattered around on the desk. Around the desk. About this white powder. Has it been here since the incident? That's right. It was just like this when I entered the room on the morning following the incident. I have left it this way ever since. I guess someone must have dropped a container full of some medicine. Please try not to walk in it. You may leave footprints. Now that you said it, all I want to do is leave little old footprints all over the place. It'd be like Maya was here. Don't do that now. I have a feeling I checked everything. There's something I was hoping to ask you. Certainly, what is it? This murder is the only unsolved case involving magic, is that right? Yes, that is correct. Is it really true that this crime would have been impossible without the use of witchcraft? That is the conclusion to which the knights and the High Inquisitor herself came. The crime took place behind a locked door, for one thing, which already leads to suspicions on witchcraft. Besides... Oh wow! That is an alchemist? Hi there. He's handsome. I can have some dark thoughts about their relationships here. The master was involved by many people. Loved, I mean, not involved. And wasn't at all the type to make enemies. He was kind to everyone, not to mention sincere. It has always been an honor to serve him. I cannot believe that anyone other than a witch would want to harm him. Hey, Nick. How do you think the culprit got into a sealed room anyway? Well, it was a witch, right? So I guess she used magic to get inside. I think we should stop calling the culprit a witch. How about magician? I'm not sure we need to be sweating over semantics. So, that's all? What do we do? I still need to investigate the house. Apparently. But I don't know what to do. Must be something I haven't checked in here. A different color. Hey, that's a pretty little picture over there. We could use a picture like this back at the office, don't you think? We could hang it right next to Charlie. What is it, Nick? The wall has different color very close to the picture. Yeah, the wall. Oh, that! It seems like there's some kind of green mark on the wall just by the painting. I wonder if there's something hidden behind this painting. Hey Nick, look at this. The wall behind the painting. The wall behind the painting. It's painted green. Is there a problem? Ah, no problem. This could be some kind of clue. Well, I think we've just about investigated everything we can do for now. But we didn't find any leads to the Great Witch. Oh, Mr. Grey Earl. Yes, what is it? Is there anywhere else you can think of where we might find more clues? Let me see. Well, there is a cellar under the study. This study. That's where the master kept his research materials. A cellar under this room? Yes, there's a trapdoor in the floor leading down to the cellar. A room containing Belduke's research materials. If you don't mind, I'd like to have a quick look at that door. Room. I see very well. If you'll please just wait a moment. That's probably a bad idea. That ladder leads down into the cellar, but be careful, it's rather dark down there. It looks like it might be a little cramped down there too. That's true, perhaps it is a little bit small for the both of you at once. Okay, Nick, this seems more like your kind of thing anyway. What do you mean? I don't know, I guess you're just more suited to small, dark, dumb places. I'm not a rat, you know. Come on, you know that's not what I mean. I'll just stay up here and snoop around for some clues. It's not snooping, it's investigating. Anyway, you do that, I'll be right back. Yay. Yay! Way to go, Nick. Well, I should return to my room. Please give me a call as soon as you have both finished. Okay, got it. Be careful. Every place looks so nice in this game. It's a little chilly down here. Doesn't look like it's been used much. Anyway, better hurry up and take a look around. Looks like a sculpture of a goat, I think. Something about it gives me the creeps. Wait a second, is this... This thing is completely made of gold. Could this be the result of the alchemy? I guess in this town anything is possible. If Maya were here, she'd break her back trying to take that goat away with her. That's what I would do too. That's strange. Almost everything in this room is covered in a layer of dust. Everything except for that goat. That is, seems to have been kept in pristine condition. Wonder why. Oh, there's also coins. Nice. A map. Looks like Sir Balduke studied alchemy here too. I don't see anything medicine-like, but there sure is a lot of equipment. This desk is pretty messy, not a speck of dust though. I guess Grey Earl must be taking it clean. Keep it. But you mentioned that... I don't get it. You said the whole place is covered in dust except for that golden statue, so... I don't know. Plants also seem like they were not watered for quite a while. There's a wooden box by the desk filled with all kinds of junk. A doll is peeping out of the box. I wonder if it was left by a little girl who was one of the doctor's patients. Maybe. Or maybe he had dolls for his little patients? That's cute. Not only was he handsome, huh? He was also a sweet person. So... what do I do? Carried out research here as well. I don't know what to do next. I think... no? Well. If this isn't a well, looks like it's still in use too. I'm guessing you need quite a bit of clean water for alchemy. Come to think of it, I haven't noticed any plumbing here in Labyrinthia. Well, looks like I've pretty much seen it there. All there is to see down here. The room doesn't seem to have been used much, and there's nothing I can see that might provide a lead. If I stay here any longer, I might just end up covered in dust myself. Not to mention standing here sighing is kind of clogging up my lungs. Maybe it's time I head back upstairs. I should probably see how Maya's doing. Well, let's go and see. Who are those? This is the alchemist's house. We have to hurry. Professor! Wait for me!
Miss Fay.
Hi, Professor. What's up?
Where's Mr. Wright? Have you seen him?
Oh, Nick. He's just down in the basement doing some investigating. He should be back up soon. So how did it go? Did you get to see the storyteller?
Please, get Mr. Wright immediately. It's safer if we're all together in one place. I'll explain later. Just hurry.
Huh?
As things stand, Mr. Wright is in serious danger.
Nick's in danger? What do you mean?
I have reason to believe that a witch will appear here soon.
Too late.
Oh?
All is as written in the story.
Do you happen to be the great witch Bazella?
Concern yourselves not with who I am, but rather with what you will now become.
Sorry, I thought that I should turn off the second screen, but I forgot that it's used for subtitles, so yeah, we're not gonna do that anymore. Miss Primstone. Have I seen you before? The name sounds familiar, but your face doesn't. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Whatever is the matter, child? You look positively flustered. Sir Belduke is no longer a resident here. You'll need to go elsewhere for your medicaments. I know that. Let me through. It's a matter of life and death. Life and death, you say? If so, then I may foresee a heat blood. Blood. Raise up your hearts and sing with Birdly. My bird is Cracker, first, second, and thirdly. No. This must be that rival Mr. Barley was talking about. Barley and Birdly? Anyway, I'm in a hurry. Oh, dearie, dearie me. No!
Dearie, dearie me.
What? Wait. That's Professor Layton.
Professor!
How about Nick?
It wasn't me!
Huh? What the?
I was worried it might be Phoenix, so that's okay. We're fine. Who cares about Layton?
Really did come true, and in the worst possible way. A man from afar falls to a golden curse. At first, I thought he was referring to Mr. Wright, but I got it all wrong. It was about the professor.
To be continued. No! Okay, we'll play for a little bit longer. Just a little bit. Can't just leave it like this. I'd like to save though, yes. This, I guess. Puzzles. Wow, I've missed a lot of puzzles. How the hell? I thought I checked everything. New chapter? Finally. The Golden Cord. The Golden Cord. Whatever it means. Oh, gold. Wait, what's going on? It doesn't make sense. How has it come to this? The darned witch. Why did it have to happen to the professor of all people? You've got to believe me, Nick. I may be a spirit medium, but I'm no witch. Don't worry, I know it wasn't you. Say, have you seen Luke today? I haven't seen him since last night. He was crying all night. I didn't know what to say to him. No kidding. He's the one suffering the most from all of this. Poor kid. Probably needs some time alone with his grave. We should leave him be. Yeah, he shouldn't have to see this trial. It'd be too hard for him. Wait, are we already on the trial itself? Didn't they say it's a day after tomorrow? Storyteller said, but apparently only one night has passed. I don't get it. Oh, it's Espella. What are you doing here, Espella? Have you been cleared of the accusations? No, not yet. If only it was that easy. It's just that I'm not technically under arrest, so I got special permission to come here. I'm afraid to go wherever I like within this building. I mean, I'm free, not afraid. I'm stupid. Oh, I see. I heard about Mr. Layton. It's awful. He was such a good man. I'm sorry, Spella. Huh? What are you apologizing for? We were supposed to find clues connected to Bezella, but we couldn't find anything, and now the professor's been... No, don't say that. It's not your fault. And I don't believe a word of what they say about Maya. She isn't a witch. Thank you, Spella. Mr. Wright, do you mind if I assist you in the court today? Huh? I know I may not be of much use, but I'll do what I can. I want to help you and Maya. Wait, is Maya under accusation now? Spella. Excuse me. Oh, hi. You are Grey Earl, butler of the late Master Belduke. I have come to inquire after Miss Maya. It is most regrettable what happened yesterday. Oh, thank you for coming all the way here. Huh? You look really pale, Jean. Are you alright? Oh, please, don't worry about me. It's merely that, since the incident, sleep has eluded me. Oh. I spent the night searching through Master's notes on alchemy. I hope there may be some mention of a method by which something turned to gold may be reverted back to its original form. You were looking for a way to rescue Professor? Human fate is often cruel, but that's also why we must never lose hope. Jean. Defender accused. The trial is about to start. Proceed to the chamber. Yes, we're coming. Nick. Cheer up, Maya. I'm not just going to let them sentence you. I just wish all this would stop already, whether someone's a witch or not. No one deserves to be burned. I know. I can't stand for it either. If you'd kindly excuse me now, I must return to my duties. Ah, no problem. We appreciate you coming to see us. Something's bothering me. Jean seems somewhat odd today. Let's go, Mr. Wright. The trial is about to begin. Who's trialed? Maya? That's... oh my god. Actually, Maya is trialed. I can't believe this. Now this is real.
The trial of Maya Fey shall now begin, as scheduled. Knights of the court, are you ready to cross your swords of justice?
Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum always has his sword ready for the work of justice.
Defense ready, Your Honor. At this stage, I've just got to give it all I've got.
What?
It would appear the defender has thrown down the gauntlet, Sir Barnum. Now, before we begin, may I have a word with you, defender?
With me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Last time we met, you stood in this court as an apprentice baker. In all honesty, when I saw you for the first time, I thought to myself, a baker should stick to bread baking.
Is that so? What a fine first impression I made.
Well, you were a baker after all.
However, today you are not merely some befuddled maker of sweet buns. I'm obliged to fully recognize you as a knight of law and justice, on par with Inquisitor Zacharias Barnum.
Did you hear that, Barnum? He's pissed off.
Now may your duel begin. Fight bravely and expose the truth behind this heinous crime.
Oh, yeah, let's do
We're
it.
all counting on you, Inquisitor Barnum.
I knew she was a witch as soon as I laid my eyes on her. She's
Yeah,
got
sure.
witch written all over her.
What?
Why not put the
What's that
baker on
supposed to
trial?
mean?
Make the baker, I say.
I want Maya as my assistant back.
They treat him like some sort of celebrity.
He may be adored by the crowds, but when he pointed his sword my way, you managed to shield me from his accusations. Maya clearly isn't a witch, so surely your victory is certain.
Now we only have to prove it, right?
Thank you for believing in me, Isabella.
Isabella Cantabella. I have given you leave to come to this trial today. However, that does not mean that the charges against you have been dropped. Rather than worry about others, you should consider your own situation.
Wow.
Thank you for granting me your permission, Inquisitor.
Inquisitor Barnum, you may begin your opening statement. Okay. Still can't get used to his terminology. This heinous crime occurred in the residence of the late Newton Belduke, the alchemist. Here is the sketched plan of his residence. Okay. This room of a somewhat questionable nature is the alchemist's study in which the incident took place. The only ones present at the moment of the crime were the accused and the victim. The witnesses who arrived at the scene seconds later have indicated where they found the accused and the victim. Very well, the sketch is accepted as evidence. The accused took Sir Layton's life with the most cruel of magic. A living man 1 second, a golden statue the next time. The next. Such wickedness. Magic that turns things into gold? Sure, why not? Several townspeople rushed to the room and paid witness to the horror of this magic. The accused has been captured and charged. Goodness, that is terrifying. Rumors have reached me that the victim was a most scintillating man. I'm not quite certain whether it was prior to or after. But incidentally, was this Sir Layton not the same hat maker who attended our previous trial? Hat maker? No, he wasn't a hat man. Bizarre as it is. Sir Layton's profession and origin remain unknown. He was a stranger in the city, that is all we know. As you, sir, his acquaintance, you are an unusual presence in our city yourself. Today's case certainly is peculiar. And that is not the last of the peculiarities, my lord. The alchemist's study has been the scene of another strange incident in the past. Ah, yes, I remember it as if it were yesterday. The mysterious death of Newton Belduke himself. Indeed, my lord. Regrettably, the only case of witchcraft still to remain unsolved in our fair city. The witch may have escaped her punishment back then. But perhaps today is the day of which both these mysterious crimes shall be solved. What? What are you implying? Patience. You will know soon enough, Sir Suddenly Pale Blue Knight. How interesting. It seems that the Inquisition have something up their sleeve. I'm curious too. Okay, we summon the witnesses to this malicious something. Is it gonna be multiple witnesses again? If only. If only I'd make it to the room sooner. Maybe I could have prevented all this from happening. I won't let Maya take the rap for this. I'll find every single crack in their testimony and prove it wasn't her. I hope you will. Welcome to the Witches' Court, honorable witnesses. Now let us hear your names and occupations. What the... What? This is the same person. This can't be serious. I am known far and wide as a mere Panchenbog. First, soon to be the new head of Panchenbog's retail organization, Pro.
Hang on!
Wait a minute, witness. What's that, Blue Squire? You are the guy from the previous trial. Just what the heck's happened to you? You look like you've been on one of those ultimate makeover shows. He does. Whatever do you mean? My name is Emir Panchenbog first, soon to be the head of the... You said that before. What is the meaning of this, Inquisitor? I do not care to delve into this witness's personal affairs. Looks like he remembers him all too well. Witnesses, pray continue. Oh dearie me. It is I who usually asks the questions. I am, you see, but a humble teacher. Call me Miss Primstone. The children of Labyrinthius Primary School have the privilege of learning the truths about this world from me. An elementary school teacher, huh? Good to know at least one witness seems sensible. It never is like that in these games. The winds carry my song, its birdly stringing along, parrot and bard, ensemble, avant-garde. My faithful muse here is Cracker the musical parrot. No one understands music like Cracker, besides from me, naturally. At least it's not another goat. What a smart bird. He just imitated that teacher perfectly. I also saw them together at the house, so my guess is these two are acquainted. Huh? I'm Luke Triton. My occupation is the professor's apprentice. You can't be! Is he serious? This is Maya there. What are you doing, Luke? I made up my mind. I'm doing this for the professor, and gentleman has to pursue the truth. But look, that's where the Inquisition's witnesses stand. I'll never forgive that witch. A gentleman shouldn't glare at people as if he wants to hit them in the face. Luke, your friend today can be your enemy tomorrow. Such is the hard reality of the battlefield. Witnesses, we shall now hear your testimonies. Tell us all of this wicked incident which you have been unfortunate enough to witness. I heard a scream and an incantation again, and then when I entered the room, the victim was already all shiny. Mayhaps something caused discord between erstwhile friends? Mr. Silkhat had a knife, the ready in his hand. Victim of magic, sparkly and done for, I heard the staff fall on the floor. Did anyone find that staff? The professor must have seen through Miss Maya's deceptions and confronted her right there, face to face. I see. Thank you all. However, one part of the testimony was somewhat confusing. You there, the singer. Singer? Could you possibly mean me, Birdley the Bard, Your Excellence? Yes, that would be you, singer. This staff that you sang about. It is as you suspect, my lord. This very witch's scepter. Scepter. Yeah, scepter. There are 2 different magic gems attached, meaning the perpetrator could have used 2 types of magic. Yeah, it would seem so. This gem here enables to use a gold transmutation spell, Goldor. Just the word alone makes the tiny hairs on the back of my back stand up. Har har har. That's the one, all right. That's the dreadful incantation that I, Emir Punchenbog, first also heard. Oh dearie, dearie me. I have seen that scepter, so I have. Clank tips over the golden man, the scepter falls, not the witch's plan. Oh dearie, dearie me. How dare she do that to the professor? By the way, this witch's scepter was found on the floor near the victim. If you'll turn your attention to the sketched plans, it was located right here. A scepter dropped by accused would naturally tumble to exactly that point.
Objection!
Inquisitor Barnum, what you're saying amounts to nothing more than a baseless assumption. You are on edge today, Sir Blue Knight. Is it because your friend is on trial? Perhaps you had better cool yourself down. Okay. Well, anyway, the court accepts the scepter as evidence. Thank you, my lord. Inquisitor Barnum, may I ask you something? What is it now, Sir Blue Knight? We know that one of the gems is for the spell Goldor, but what about the other one? A naive question. Huh? Naivety may be no hindrance to a baker who spends most of his time amidst bread, but it can be your undoing here in court. Would a knight put a weapon in his enemy's hand? He's telling me to do my homework, huh? Mr. Wright. I'll look for information about that magic gem in the Grand Grimoire. Thank you, Spella, that would be great. Just leave it to me. She seems very happy to help. The defender may interrogate the witnesses. Wow, it took a while to even start. Heard a scream.
Hold it!
What is it all this about exactly? What do you mean, Blue Square? Your gaudy, colorful outfit. I mean, your attire was different last time, a little more modest. It was absolutely different. The Emir you knew back then is no more. I am a new man now, reborn into higher echelons of society. How is it possible? What's he drinking? There's a skull and crossbones mark on the bottle. Well, maybe it's just to scare everyone away from his bottle. Enough idle chatter. The witness heard a scream and incantation. Is that correct? That's right. It's just like what you said earlier, Inquisitor Barnum. The spell will transmute the closest target within range. Okay. It was the spell Goldor, and it was without doubt the voice of the accused that said that. However, it's rather peculiar. When I saw the accused and the victim together last time, they seemed to be on friendly terms. The next witness will dispel your doubts, my lord. Mayhaps something caused discord between erstwhile friends. Mr. Silkhat had a knife at the ready in his hand.
Hold it!
Are you saying you think they are quarreled? The other day I saw you all together in this very court, and you were evidently friends. Well, yeah, that's true, but what's that got to do with... Now everyone, listen carefully, no chatting in the back row. What I say now will be in the next exam. Miss Primstone's lesson number 5. Friendship leads to nothing but trouble. People would not break up and part their ways in anger if they did not become friends in the first place. The kids in her class must grow up to be model citizens. Oh dearie, dearie me. What I saw in that room curdled the blood in my veins. Mr. Silkhat was pointing that glittering knife ever so threateningly. The professor threatened Maya with a knife? It sounds hard to believe. Perhaps he discovered that she was the witch, or she tried to attack him first. Miss Primstone's lesson number 7. Secrets lead to nothing but trouble. From the smallest of secrets can sprout the largest of arguments. This one is going to be in the exam. Everything's the beginning of trouble to her. Mr. Wright. Huh? What is it? I think there was some important information in Miss Primstone's testimony. Really? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not my place to say things like that. I didn't notice anything. What could that be? What was Espella about to say? Why don't you ask her? Spella, why don't you tell us what you've noticed? Oh, is that okay? It's just something I'd like to ask Miss Primstone about. Well, just go ahead and ask her. Excuse me, Miss Primstone. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Oh, it's you, Miss Spella Cantabella. Miss Primstone, did you actually see the knife that Mr. Layton was holding? I did. As a matter of fact, yes, I remember that glinting blade all over. I mean, very well. A most frightening sight it was, too. And you saw that from the door, didn't you? Now, if we look at the sketch... When the incident took place, Mr. Layton must have been facing this way, correct? That must have been the case, otherwise the witness would not have been able to see it. Well, that's all I wanted to ask. The more information we have, the better, right? The direction of the professor was facing that could be important. Okay. Sorry, I jumped in like that, but I really wanted to help. Not at all, Spella. We were able to get some more information which may just come in handy. It better be. You think so? Now then, the next witness shall continue with the testimony.
Hold it!
Would you mind describing what you saw without singing about it? As you wish, my musically impaired friend. Simply put, when I entered the room, the victim was worth his weight in gold for obvious reasons. He tripped over and fell heavily onto the floor. The room became drearily silent. And then I heard that scepter tumbling across the room.
Hang on!
May I ask you something, Miss Brimstone? Dear, dearie me, oh dear, dear me. My dear, do you frighten me so? I feel like a schoolgirl caught napping during class. Miss Brimstone, did you see the witch's scepter at the crime scene? Well, about that, I must confess, I do not clearly recall. You don't remember? I mean, I went into the room, the golden man fell down and made quite the ruckus. That is why I did not notice the scepter being dropped. So you didn't see it after all. But I'm certain that witch girl had it. She must have been hiding it behind her back.
Objection!
Please don't assume Maya is a witch just because she's been accused. Miss Brimstone is certainly quick to make assumptions. She is. I see. Now we would like to hear the next witness's testimony. This next witness is a bit problematic.
Hold it!
Look, open your eyes. Maya isn't a witch. Ever since we came to this town, lots of unbelievable things has happened. And that's why, from now on, I'll only believe what I see with my own eyes. Look, when I went into the room, the only people I saw were the professor and Maya. The professor had been turned to gold and Maya dropped that scepter. That's not true. What? Maya. I didn't have any scepter, and we weren't the only ones in that. Silence. The accused has no right to speak. Be silent or you will face punishment. We can end this trial immediately, should you decide you feel talkative enough. Again. I'm sorry. Well, Luke, is that really the truth? Huh? Do you really see the scepter? Did you? I don't know. When the professor turned to gold and collapsed right in front of me, everything seemed to fade to black. And then I could have sworn I at least heard Maya drop the scepter. Maybe someone else did it? The scepter was found at the scene of the crime. That is the unavoidable truth. Only the accused could have dropped it. This isn't looking good. I feel so sorry for Luke. He's so full of anger and despair that I can't think clearly. He can't. Probably he can't. He said he can't forgive the witch. I understand how he feels. Anyway, I need to find a way to calm Luke down first of all. I'm not sure. I might know what to press. Maybe face to face.
Objection!
Okay. Look, you said that you will only believe what you see with your own eyes. But what you think you saw may not be the whole truth. Huh? What do you mean? Take a close look at the sketch of the crime scene. At the time of the incident, Professor Layton and Maya were standing here. Now we have learned from Miss Primstone's testimony which way the professor was facing. He was facing this way. Oh. You have testified that the professor confronted Maya face to face. But looking at the sketch of where they were standing, one thing is clear. There is a contradiction in your testimony. I love this music.
Objection!
Whether they were facing each other or not is of no relevance whatsoever. They were the only ones in that room. One was a victim, thus the other must be the witch.
Objection!
I will ask you to wait before jumping to conclusions, Inquisitor. Think back to Miss Primstone's testimony. She told us that the professor was pointing a knife at someone threateningly. However, you can see in the sketch that he wasn't threatening Maya. So that, who was he pointing the knife at?
Hold it!
What? The professor would never point a knife at anyone. I was the one who opened the door at the room, so I was the first witness, and I saw no knife. Miss Primstone's testimony is not reliable. Oh dearie me. Will you look at this child sputtering nonsense and talking badly of his elders? Inquisitor Barnum. Yes, my lord. It should pose no difficulty to verify whether or not the victim had a knife. After all, that sparkling golden body of his has been found at the scene of the crime, was it not? People already took it away. It's gold after all. Indeed it has, my lord. Court attendants, you heard the judge. Bring the victim into the court. What? Seems like they're going to bring the golden statue. Professor. Not much point to do that. Oh my god, if it's really him, he's gonna lose his hand. Look at that. Didn't get damaged in transit? Professor. Calm down. So this is the power of the gold transmutation spell, most spectacular. It looks like work of the finest artisans. I assure you, it is the work of no artisans, my lord. By the way, the missing arm has not been yet found. I can't believe this, Professor. I suppose we should add the victim to the evidence. The poor professor who, while searching for evidence, became evidence. This is unfortunate. I thought the evidence would be as good as gold. But although it technically is, we are still no closer to discerning whether or not the victim was holding a knife. Let me speak, please. Maya. The professor didn't have a knife, and also, there was another person in the room. The real witch was there too. Please believe me. Accused. Do I really need to warn you again? Inside the cage you are to behave like a bird that has forgotten its song. Speak again and you shall be punished. Or are you in a particular hurry to taste the flames of justice, little bird?
Objection!
But it's true that someone else could have been at the crime scene. Look at the sketch. The victim was facing towards someone, and that person wasn't Maya. Sir Blue Knight, your ignorance is no longer even a surprise. You do not know what transpired at the crime scene. You think this man was pointing at another person, you say? Let me tell you this. Nearly everyone in this court, other than you, knows what Sir Hat was pointing at. What? Well, honorable witnesses, is that not so? I am your punch and bog first. Love me some gossip and stories of the occult. Elusive like mist, the magical beast, its chilling breath brings about death. Dearie, dearie me, you could use some education, Blue Knight. I can offer you private tuition. Tuition? But it will not come cheap. Figures. If the professor wasn't confronting Maya. Witnesses, you will now testify. Tell us all about this other presence at the crime scene. Another presence. Sounds really scary if you ask me. Okay, I was checking if we can save the game. We actually can, and that's what I'm gonna do. And we will call it a day here. We will listen to this testimony and see what we can do with it next time. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, everyone, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.